Hello. My
Hey.
name is my name is Tia Harrell, and my pen name is TMH Writer. And I have here today with me my beta reader and my friend Donna Williams, and we're just going to discuss some of my stories today.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so I have released Dark Cloud series, the fourth book, as a Kindle Vella story where you can read one episode at a time. So right now there's 6 episodes available.
Mm-hmm.
And the latest episode, something tragic happens to Aaron, and now the team has to do now the team has to deal with that.
Huh.
You haven't read it?
I don't think I've gotten that far. I think the last one, I thought I had caught up with all of the episodes. The last one I read, I believe we were finding out that she was pregnant.
Okay.
And that she was having a little girl.
Yes.
Okay. And that it alluded to the fact that Ted had kind of detached somehow or some way, but he was finding his way back.
Mm-hmm.
And then how Pablo had become this powerful dude, how he had got himself mixed up with another very powerful person who told him he needed to stop running. And then how they recruited Brad into their operation. And I guess they tried to do an attack, but it was caught in time, so nobody was hurt. I think that's where I left off at.
Oh yeah, 2 more episodes dropped.
Oh my gosh. So, what happened with Aaron?
Well, you have to wait and see.
No. Well, Aaron is not my favorite person, but I don't want anything to happen
Aaron,
to her.
You know how strong-willed Aaron is. She wanted to go out to the grocery store, and unfortunately, they were attacked. And I'll just leave it there.
She wanted to go to the grocery store without.
No, she went with her team. Yeah, they always go with bodyguards.
But so they got attacked.
They got attacked. Yeah.
But see, I don't understand why they are coming after Aaron when Terry and Freddie are the real targets.
They're not. All of them are the real targets. It all started with Aaron and Paul.
Right.
And
right.
It snowballed into when they found larger targets, Freddie and
exactly.
Terry. But Aaron is Terry's best friend, and they're going to hurt her any way they can hurt her.
Okay, so they think they can hurt Terry by getting to Aaron.
Right.
Even though
because they hang out, yeah.
The number 1 and 2 targets are Freddie and Terry.
Freddie and his whole family.
Right. Because of Terry's involvement with them years ago when he was a kid.
Yeah. And then Ed and his team.
Right. Because they keep thwarting them. So yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as long as she doesn't lose the baby, because apparently Lily really wants to have a baby sister, and they know that she's having a girl.
Well, you'll have to read it.
Oh Lord. Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do we have to spend a whole lot of time on that story?
No,
because that's depressing. Because I can't.
What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about the Christmas the Christmas
We got quite
series.
we have quite a few.
Oh yeah, the Christmas, the ones that dropped, that one, um, Faux Terry,
Uh-huh.
The Stranger in the Mirror.
Uh-huh.
Hey, even the Sweet Story, with Juliet.
Oh, okay.
That's so sweet. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's the kind of love story that you want to read, particularly for straight characters.
Mm-hmm.
That two unlikely people that get together.
Mm-hmm.
It's wonderful, meet cute. Um, it's like these two people deserve this,
Mm-hmm.
especially Juliet more than anyone.
Yeah.
And so I'm totally enjoying that story. And it was an added bonus when her best friend hooked up with his best friend
Right.
and they got to see that. So even though they had met and they were working together, they had no clue that their best friends were involved.
Right.
So that means, to me, that means instant family, particularly
Mm-hmm.
when you're only child. So now you've already built the basis for your kids to have an aunt and uncle.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So I totally enjoying that story. And I think honestly, Tia, I think what I like most about your stories is that they are not they're not looking at, they don't look at characters that are not upwardly mobile. So
Uh-huh.
all the characters are upwardly mobile, uber successful, have major careers in some of the great industries like healthcare, medicine, not just entertainment, but they're
Mm-hmm.
lawyers as well and business owners and those types
Mm-hmm.
of things. And we just don't have enough stories like that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of our fiction centers around the least of us, you
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
and how we're always climbing, trying to get to the top, and and all the obstacles we face getting there. Hell, I know that because that was my story.
Uh-huh.
But everybody doesn't live that story,
No,
you
everybody
know.
doesn't live like that.
No, my kids never grew up like that. They've never rode public transportation.
Right.
Never. They,
Right.
they don't know what it's like,
Right.
to go hungry at night or not have their education paid for or any of that stuff. And
Right.
so it is a breath of fresh air
Mm-hmm.
to read our stories with characters that are upwardly mobile, that are successful, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and living lives that some of us only dream about and
Right.
have the kind of wealth
Yes.
that we only dream about,
Yes.
you know. And
Yes.
so it's in those ways is very inspiring to me.
Yes. And Sarah's not wealthy.
Right, right. She wasn't initially, but
Wasn't initially.
then
Yes.
she meets a trust fund baby,
Yes. Yes.
and how her life has changed because she was influenced by
Yes.
her best friend,
Yes.
who, even though had came from very meager beginning,
Her beginnings.
she had dreams and
That
goals and
dreams and goals.
aspirations,
Yes. And
and that
she
inspired her.
yes, she did. And she
Right,
stuck to those goals no matter
right,
what.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. So
So that's inspiring, and to know that ultimately Juliet is gonna be Sonia's grandmother,
grandmother, yes.
right? And that's kind of an added bonus for me because I just
Uh-huh.
adore Sonia. Um, the more I read about um, Terry, once they got together finally, I'm enjoying reading about her as well, and that we
Mhm,
see that in the Christmas story.
mhm,
We see that in the Dark Cloud series.
mhm.
But I gotta tell you, Faux Terry is blowing my mind now. She is so loving towards Sonia. I'm like, what the hell?
Right now,
Right now, I'm
right,
loving it right now.
right now.
Yeah, I know what happens later on down the line, but right this minute,
Yeah. Well, she's
I
finding her way.
yeah.
She's still finding her way, and that's what's starting to concern Sonia.
Well, Sonia seems, at least the way it's written, she wants her to experience, and she knows what
Yeah.
that could entail in
Yeah.
terms of their relationship.
Yes.
But I think she loves her so much that she's willing to give her the space to do it.
Yes.
Right now, Terry's not taking that space. She's like, no, I can explore and I can be with you too.
She will, but right now, she's in love with Sonia.
Yeah,
And so
right,
she wants to, she wants to stay in that relationship.
of
And
course,
she just adores Sonia. So
right,
she doesn't want to do anything to upset her, but she hasn't really been challenged yet. She
right,
hasn't really been out in the world, and that's what Sonia is thinking
right,
about. She
exactly,
hasn't really been challenged.
right, right, right. And so it'll be interesting to see how the relationship morphs into what it was before Terry ultimately regains her memory and they become a couple again. I'll just put it that way. You
Yeah.
know,
Well, that's going to change in the book. After Stranger in the Mirror finishes, I do have to go back and change some scenes in the book because of the way a stranger evolved.
yeah, yeah, it'll be interesting because you know if I wanted to personalize the characters, it would be awful hard not to love someone who I love, but
Right,
I understand that this person doesn't remember me and doesn't
right,
have memories of our life together,
right,
but I do. And
right.
so underneath this presentation,
Yes,
I know that this is my wife.
yes,
And so I'm going to love her in this presentation
yes,
as well as her quote unquote real self.
yes.
And so, yeah, that would be hard because you
It's
would feel
very hard.
guilt or
Yeah,
a little ashamed that you
she's
might not be
struggling. Yeah,
faithful,
yeah,
but you really are because this is your wife.
yeah.
It's
So
just
that's
a different presentation right now.
yeah. So Sonia's struggling. I mean, she's happy, but she's struggling with that. And
Right.
she loves Foteri enough to let her live life, and she wants her to. But
Yeah. Which
it's
is gracious.
still, yeah, it's still hurt. It's hurtful.
Yeah, yeah. But you know what? She could have said, you know what, I'm not doing this.
I'm not doing
She
this.
she
Yeah,
could have been with somebody else who liked her, some of those other doctors, but
yeah,
she didn't.
yeah.
She chose to remain faithful to her wife, even though the presentation is not her wife,
Right.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Underneath it all is still her wife.
Yes.
Now she pissed me off when Sonia was like, "Hey, I said I married you for better or for worse." She said, "Well, I didn't make that commitment. Terry made that commitment." Now
She's
that pissed
on
me
her
off.
bed. She's on her meds, and she was nervous. She Cause
Yeah.
her and Sonia talked about her memory flashes, and she still was under the impression Sonia was with her because of that. So she was nervous that if she's not having those memory flashes anymore, will Sonia still want to be with her? So she was
Okay.
kind of trying to push her away a little until
Yeah.
Sonia checked her, and she was like, "Oh, okay." Now she feels a little better, but
Yeah. Yeah. And
she
I
was
get that.
nervous.
I get
Yeah,
that. And so I try to interject my own self into that because I definitely believe in marriage and commitment.
mm-hmm,
And how would I feel if my spouse lost her memory
mm-hmm,
and didn't recognize me, didn't remember our lives together, but the personality that has emerged
mm-hmm,
loves me.
mm-hmm.
Could I be okay with that for a season, even a lifetime, if
Right,
that person never regains her memory? Would
right,
that be enough?
right.
And so that is a dynamic that was, I think, is awesome. It was just really, um, um, it gave me reason to pause. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when I'm reading fiction, it's, it's okay. It doesn't really, it gives me the sweet story, but it doesn't give me a whole lot to think about once I'm done reading.
Mhm.
And this book, this series gives me that thing that challenges me.
Excellent.
Sometimes so much so that I'll go and Google some of this to say, wait a minute, I think Tia is playing me right now. So let me go see if this really
Oh,
is
I
true.
do research.
Yep.
I research.
And so I've been very pleased with it. Because again, there are some books I read and I know the end from the beginning.
Uh-huh.
And it's not really challenging at all. It's just a good read, maybe a good story, maybe just a kind of a mediocre story. But these stories are just fantastic, particularly for a person like me
Uh-huh.
that needs some intrigue, that needs something to tickle, my neurons, my brain endings, so I can think about it a little more, and how can I apply that to my worldview? Does it open me up in ways that I haven't been open before?
Mhm.
Okay, because as an older person, I'm a little set in my ways. Um, and so, how does this challenge me? And
Mhm.
it does.
Excellent.
Yeah, I
Excellent.
love that. I love that about Fo Terry right now. Now,
Mhm.
am I going to like her later? Probably not. But right now, I
Possibly,
like her.
possibly, because she's human and she's still learning. And she
Yeah,
still wants to honor Sonia.
yeah.
But sometimes
But when she wakes up and don't go see her for 3 weeks, now that's going to piss me off all over again.
we don't know what's going to happen. We don't
Okay.
know, that story's going to change a bit because of how Foteri and Sonia are currently
Yeah,
interacting. So
yeah.
the circumstances behind Zion and what happens is going to change, and Sonia's
Okay.
reaction is going to change. So
Okay.
we we
Okay.
gonna we gonna see Sonia get a little, she does show she's stern and she can get pissed off, but we're
Yeah.
going to see a side of Sonia that we haven't seen before.
I'm enjoying her being challenging Fo Terry. I'm enjoying that about her,
Mhm.
because prior to that, is Terry this, Terry that, Terry got her way, Terry, I'll wait for her, I'll wait forever. She can do whatever, she can treat me however. But I'm seeing a new, more confident Sonia emerge, just saying, wait a minute.
Mhm.
No,
Mhm.
even in the Christmas story,
Mhm.
when Aiden is playing her, she is challenging her. you
Yeah.
know Even in Dark Cloud, you
Uh-huh.
know she is stepping up, and it shows me that she is not only that she loves Terry, but
Mhm.
she's more confident in
Yeah.
their relationship.
Yeah, she's very confident in their relationship.
Yeah,
And
and that makes all the difference. You
yeah,
can't get
and
someone in a relationship.
they're a true team. Sonia and Terry, they're a true team, and Terry respects her, and
Yeah,
she trusts her, and and they do work as a team.
yeah. I'm loving how they handle their kids.
Yeah.
I'm loving Haley emerging as a mini Terry,
Oh yeah, she's a mini Terry.
and
And
it looks
Terry,
like
and
Aiden
the
is
thing
gonna
about
be a
it is
mini
Terry
Sonia.
didn't know. Terry
Right,
didn't know Haley wanted to be
right,
like her. So
right. He just thought she was a little diva, a little
yeah,
fashionista, and
yeah,
she's learning. And
yeah.
that warmed my heart.
Did
Because you don't know, you have to spend
yeah.
time with your kids
Have to spend time with your kids and find out who they are. And
individually.
individually, absolutely.
Mhm.
And they have two different personalities.
And they're smart kids,
They're smart.
because they
All the
come from
grandparents,
brilliance.
they have to.
And they come from brilliance.
They
One whole line are doctors, surgeons.
yeah, yeah.
The other whole line is attorneys and business
Donors.
people
Mhm.
and artists,
Art.
so they're creatives.
Yeah,
So you have all of this brilliance in
yeah,
their DNA.
yeah,
And even though they don't share DNA with Sonia, she's not the birth mom, but she's being raised by them and nurturing them.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so that's going to be part of their mind view.
yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Definitely, they're set up to succeed,
Hmm.
but they're
Absolutely.
very intelligent, and they spend time with them with education and learning and training in different ways.
Aren't they what, 5? They're 5, aren't
They're
they?
6 right now.
They're
Yeah,
6, and the little one is 2.
and the little one is 2.
Yeah,
Terrible too. That
terrible
little
too.
girl. That's Sonia's favorite, but she don't like to say it. But Zoe,
Right.
oh my God.
Yep, because Terry was like challenging her, saying, "You know, she's your favorite." She said, "No, I don't have a favorite." Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Just
Don't
like,
even try
yeah,
it. But
right,
they both spend time with Zoe. So
right,
she goes to the lab with them, but they have bath time with Zoe.
right, right. I love that. They have a routine with the kids.
Yeah, they do have the routine with the kids, which Haley just got to upgrade because of the music lessons. I can't hear you. You're muted. Okay,
Okay,
there you go.
Chipotle friend. Yes, my spouse had called and was asking me what was for dinner. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So, anywho, yes, it's good watching the kids grow up. Not seeing. I can't wait to see the trip with the grandfathers taking Aiden on the trip. So that ought to be fun.
If
Yeah,
we see that.
yeah. It'll be interesting for a 5-year-old to go on the trip. One's an ex-boxer and the other one is a musician, world famous musician.
Freddie's the business owner though.
Well,
He
didn't he box and then quit?
he boxed for like 2-3 years, but he's been a business owner for 30 years. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
he
yeah,
has a business mind.
yeah. But when you're raising a little boy,
Right.
men want the little boy to be very macho, so they're
Uh,
gonna bring out that part of him. Let me show you how to
yeah,
box. Let me how
yeah,
to hold your hands.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta spend some time on the other characters too. So we'll see.
Yeah. Oh, so Ayana
Yeah.
is getting married.
Yeah, she's coming
Okay. And
home.
Kai,
Yeah, they're having a Christmas wedding. So she's
I'm
coming
loving it.
home. She's been in London all this time. They extended her time because of the program was so successful. So she went
Right.
ahead and completed her residency in London.
Okay.
And Kai's kind of stepping away. She's kind of following in Terry's footsteps. She's kind of stepping away from being an artist, and because she was the manager of the entertainment
Right.
division, and she really loves that. And she also really loves doing the graphics because her first love was being a
An
graphic,
artist.
an artist,
Right.
drawing. So she's kind of falling back on that, and she
Nice.
does all the graphics for the entertainment branch,
I
but she
love it.
still runs it too.
I love it.
Yeah.
And so, that was good about the story too. It allowed the characters to evolve.
Yeah.
They accomplished their goals, but
Mhm.
then you see that the goals evolve as well. And that's typical with all of us. Hell, when I
Right.
was a kid, I wanted to be one thing. Then I wound up being, going into becoming a consultant,
Mhm.
a policy consultant. And from there, started working with assessments.
Mhm.
And so my career was evolved over time. My
Definitely.
professional career, even though as an ordained minister, um, that has evolved as well.
Mhm.
But so to see these careers evolve over time
Mhm.
is really good too, because it'll help the reader understand, hey, you can have one dream.
Right.
Once you accomplish it, there's other things out here.
There's other things. Yeah, because
Mhm.
Sonia is going to stop being a surgeon.
Right, that's what she
She's
said.
walking away because she's happy. She
Yep.
gets more joy out of spending time doing medical research and playing with Zoe and being with Sonia than she ever did as a surgeon.
Right. And that's what you learn. It doesn't mean that you're not happy doing it.
Right.
It just means that there's some other things that bring you joy that puts it into perspective.
Right. Right.
And your kids are only going to be kids for a little while.
Yeah, that's how Terry feels. That's why she likes to
Mhm.
carry him around. And
Mhm.
and Sonia hates it because it just spoils them.
Right. Well, you know what? Very, very many people can carry around a 5-year-old anyway. So,
Well,
it just,
Terry works out all the
right.
time.
She's
So
strong. She works
yeah,
out.
she's
She
very,
carries Sonia.
yeah, she can carry, well, back then.
Yep. She can pick her up.
She can pick her up. Yeah, she lived, she strips trained. Well, she had to when she lost her memory just to regain, just
Hmm.
to learn how to walk again. She did a lot of strip training with Andre,
Right.
who's a physical therapist who was in the military. So he kind of gave her
Right.
the tools to continue to work out and strip train. And
Right.
he's taking up the mantle now. So Pete's gonna help her too.
Yeah. 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 That's good. So interesting stuff with all of the different stories going on at the same time.
Mhm.
You know,
Little
I,
bits and pieces. You see,
right.
Terry's new bodyguard is Maxwell, but we didn't get that far in the Dark Cloud series, but we will. We're
Okay.
getting. You'll see that in a week or so. That Ed
Okay.
has officially stepped back from being her bodyguard, and then enter Maxwell, who is a whole different person. So.
Mm. He's not a plant with the bad guys, is he?
No, he's not. He's not a plant with the bad guys, but he's not as personable as Ed is. He's just a really different person. So,
Got it.
and
All business and no
yes,
play.
yes,
Okay.
for now anyway. But
Okay.
and they don't have any type of rapport, so they don't have the history that her and Ed had. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that plays out in the
Yeah,
dark.
but Ed deserves to see where his relationship with Maya is gonna happen,
Yeah,
how where that's gonna go.
yeah.
Yeah. And that'll be fun watching that roll out as well. Hopefully we get to see that too.
You'll get to see that in this the enemies book.
Okay. Yeah, because they seem like a really good match and bring a lot of balance to each other.
They do bring a lot of balance to each other, and they're a really good
Mhm.
match. And they're going to be partners like Terry and Sonia, but just
Good.
kick ass type of partners.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was good to see Denise come back in.
Yeah,
Yep, hadn't seen her in a while.
yeah.
So
Well,
that
she's
was
Joyce's best friend, so
right. That was
and
fun.
married to Craig, so we see
Right.
Craig more than Denise. But
Right. But
Denise owns a successful business shop in New York, so
okay. But
yeah.
we hadn't seen her
Mhm.
so far. And after the book that was dedicated to them.
Mhm.
And so now to see her reintroduced, that was good. I enjoy seeing that.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Definitely. Now, what about Anne? Did Anne have any relationships with people?
Yeah, yes, and does have relationships with people right now in the Dark Cloud series. We'll start to see her more. We'll start to see her in the This Love Is Real Christmas too. And
Okay.
Anne is helping with the wedding with Kai and Ayana. Anne is
Nice.
more of, she's
Yeah.
more the fashionista with Aaron and them, and she likes to, plan all of that stuff more
Right.
so than Joyce. Joyce is all about the babies and all about Terry. So
Right.
we'll start to
Mhm.
see her in This Is Christmas. So
But she's a little bit older than Anne too. Joyce
Joyce
is.
is, yes, yes,
So yeah.
yes.
So I can see where Anne is kind of making up for lost time as well.
With
You
Folk
know,
Terry.
right. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, with Faux Terry. I don't know, but I'm getting a little weird vibe from her in this series.
From who?
From Anne.
Really?
I am.
Yeah.
Um, first of I didn't like how she wasn't really supportive of Sonia being in Faux Terry's life.
Hmm.
That's how it came off. And then it also came off that she wasn't all that fine with Joyce hanging around.
Hmm.
And it was almost like she was saying, this is my shot now to be number one in her
Well,
life, and I'm gonna take it.
I don't think it was that. I think she just wanted Faux Terry to be comfortable. And since Faux Terry didn't want to have anything to do with Joyce, she didn't want to push her. So she's very supportive of her daughter.
Okay.
And so when she didn't want to deal with Sonia, she didn't push her.
Okay.
So she's Anne is more about protecting Voltaire and making sure, she
Okay.
can, she's the one who's bringing her the breakfast tray and her medication and all of that. She's really looking after her daughter and she wants to
Okay.
protect her. So she's more of a protector than I would say she doesn't want Joyce and them around. She's just
Got it.
to protect her.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, Anne doesn't have any malice in her heart towards her family.
Okay.
Just don't mess with them.
Right. 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 Okay. I get that totally. Okay. Hmm. Um, it'll be interesting in the Dark Cloud series what Freddie does, because right now we're not seeing him step up as much. I mean, we see him,
That you
oh,
know of.
he's working with,
That you know of. You'll
right,
start
that we know of.
in the next 2 episodes. You'll see what Freddie's been up to.
Okay, that's what I'm waiting on.
Yeah.
Because I know, folk, that we're jumping all around, but that's why you have to get all the books,
Yeah.
so that you can
Because
see
they blend
together.
They blend
Exactly.
together. So all of the characters, that's why I wanted to do, well, actually, you guys wanted a Christmas story, but that's why I kind of wanted to do This Love is Real Christmas, because then you can see how these relationships blend together and how these kids are growing up and what's happening in their lives 5 or 6 years later.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so it's been a joy for me to read all of them. Look, sometimes I let the episodes pile up because I'm still getting used to these little snippets. It feels like I'm in a soap opera and I have to wait for the next week to get the next part of it. And because I read novels, I've intentionally let them pile up so I can read more than a few pages at the same time. Because I get frustrated when there's only one episode waiting on me to read. And I'm like, what the hell? Tia really needs to get on her stick and give me some more of this. Because these little one episodes, I can't do that. So I'm like, okay, and I'll go on every day and check
episodes like I do.
I go on Amazon every day and check. Oh, it's only one. I'll wait. I'll get it, but I won't read it. Okay. This is more like it. There's 2 or 3 of them
during the week. Because I have so many stories. I drop at least 1 or 2 episodes a week. But with Stranger in the Mirror, you guys are getting spoiled because I at least drop 2 to 3 episodes a week.
I know. I'm real spoiled. Totally spoiled. It's like, look, we need an episode a day because you got us strung out like it's a soap opera.
Wow.
Okay, soap operas come on every day.
Sister. I tried. I almost hit that. I tried, but I have other stories to consider. Especially, I love this Love is Real Christmas story because we
it's nice.
The relationships.
Yes, it's really good. But those other people, they can go once a week. Oh my people got to come every day.
It don't work like that.
Okay. They should get first bill.
So you don't want to hear about Juliet and you don't want to hear about Nasha and Shaw?
Yeah, but I can wait on them. As long as I open up Amazon and I see Stranger, Christmas, I'm good.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Well, other readers might not agree with you.
Tell them to call me. Slide in my DM and we can have a conversation and let me convince them how right I am.
Oh my God. So
just kidding, people.
So you would be happy with an episode of Stranger every single day?
Every day.
Oh my God.
Every day. Every day.
Wow.
That's my bedtime story. I go to bed and first thing I do is go on Amazon, look what's out there. And I said, okay, this is what I'm talking about. I got 2 of them today. Yes, yes. How many tokens? Got it. I got to admit, I'm running through tokens though, Tia. Good grief. It's how many stories? Like 5?
Right now, there's 5 stories. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so that's like 50 tokens almost, at least once a week, sometimes twice and 3 times a week. But that's okay. It's worth it. It's worth every penny, every token, I should say. Yeah. So it'll be interesting what kind of gifts people give for Christmas when they have everything.
Huh?
It'll be interesting to see what kind of gifts they give each other and they have everything.
Yeah, it'll be more personal gifts because they have everything. So it's more.
I mean, these people
How
have
do you like the kids
they
already
have
know?
yachts and planes, so they,
How do you like in This Love Is Real Christmas, Aiden and Haley keeping that secret that they already knew there was no Santa?
I love that. That was so cute that they did it for their parents.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Zoe still believes in Santa. So
that reminds me of when I was a kid. I had long stopped believing in Santa, but my grandmother who raised me, she spent so much time trying to hide gifts from me that I pretended that there was a Santa. And let me tell you how sometimes people think kids are stupid.
Yeah.
When I was about maybe 7, I wanted something called a little red schoolhouse. And you could lift up the roof to put your books in, and then for the doors there was 2 pullouts for toys. So where were you going to hide that? So my grandmother had it in her room, covered it with a sheet. Okay. And I'm not supposed to know that this is what I'm getting for Christmas.
Exactly. That's how I found out there was no Santa. I had to go outside and get. I was in the garage for some reason, and they opened up the trunk, and my dollhouse was in the trunk, and I was like, that was on my Christmas list.
Right.
And then I put 2 and 2 together, and I wasn't. It didn't traumatize me.
No.
I just reworked my Christmas list.
I never taught my kids to believe in Santa or the Easter Bunny or anything like that, because I was like, no, I worked too hard to buy these gifts for somebody else to get the credit. Now, so Santa became a symbol of Christmas.
Okay.
I took them to get pictures, and they weren't too happy with them, but we did it anyway. But they never grew up believing in any of that. The tooth fairy was the tooth mommy. Okay, so I was the fairy tooth mommy, and they knew when they woke up there'd be something under their pillow. But was nobody getting that credit?
Yeah.
No.
I found out there wasn't a tooth fairy because I was going through my mom's jewelry box and I saw my teeth. I was like, wait a minute. So then I put it all together. I was like, if there's no Santa and there's no tooth fairy, there ain't no Easter bunny. So I started. I was like, oh, but I wasn't devastated. I just worked it to my advantage, and then I got caught. My mom was like, wait a minute, you already lost that tooth.
See, they don't think we're smart. So I didn't teach my kids, but my daughter taught her kids. So when they would come over to the house for Christmas Eve, because I always had them the day before Christmas Eve so that they could bake cookies with me and spend the night, they would talk on and on about Santa, and I had to concur because I wouldn't dare not support my daughter.
Right.
But when they finally said, Granny, did you know there's no such thing as Santa Claus? I said, who told you? And then they would tell me, and then I said, yes, I knew. But I would never not support that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to see these kids at 5 years old, or 6 years old, knowing.
Well, they knew at 4 that there wasn't any Santa, because Aiden saw his grandfather. If Freddie didn't have gray eyes, he would have never noticed.
Yeah.
He would have thought there was a black Santa, but
Right, exactly. But here, and I
he
would
should
think
have let
all the
CJ
time
do it.
when I was a kid, I would think now my grandmother in those days there was no mall.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I'm putting my age out there. There
Uh-huh.
was no such thing as malls.
Mm-hmm.
You went downtown to shop.
Mm,
And so I lived in Detroit, so we would catch the bus and we would go downtown. And in every store there was a Santa.
mm,
Every single store, from JL Hudson's, which
mm-hmm.
Macy's brought out, Crawley's,
Were they
Winkleman.
different ethnically?
No,
They were all white?
it's the 60s, babe. They were all white.
Okay, got
So
it, got it.
you got a white Santa everywhere. Okay.
Okay.
And it's like, okay, but if there's supposed to be one, why is there one in every store? These are the questions my 5-year-old self was asking myself. Because I
Okay,
dare not ask my grandmother, because she would say
right.
something like, don't ask me those stupid questions.
Yeah.
In other words, I don't have an answer for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what that meant. But I wonder, like, why would they do that?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm trying to figure out, and I have a grandson, where are we going to take him to get a picture with Santa? Because
Mm-hmm.
it's not like it was in the old days where there were Santas everywhere.
Right, right,
I don't, and who goes there? Who goes to a mall?
right,
And there's Santa in the mall anymore.
right.
So, I just, it's, sometimes the evolution of society, we lose some of those really time tested traditions
The
that make
magical
the
moments.
holidays fun.
Yeah, the little magical moments for the kids.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. So, but anyway, it's all good. It is what it is. So I'm looking forward to more episodes with everybody. I like all the stories, from the Dark Cloud to Juliet to Christmas. I like Faux Terry right now, and I'm just going to say right now, and any other stories that you can come up that even Sean's story with Naisha.
Yeah.
That was nice. A nice date going to the park.
Uh-huh.
Particularly when he shared that park with Sonia, and that was one of the favorite places they would go together.
Right.
And now to be there with someone that he loves he likes romantically, it
Mm-hmm.
makes it different.
Mm-hmm.
hmm And
Yeah.
she seems to enjoy him as well.
Yeah, she likes him. She likes
hmm Yeah.
right now.
So right now, uh-oh.
Well,
Please don't tell me there's going to be trouble in paradise. I want Sean to
well,
win that.
he's a brain surgeon and she's a boxer. So
Right.
that's going to come to
Yeah.
a head eventually.
Yeah,
So
that's going to create some tension, I'm sure.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be awful tough. Yeah, she would have to, I know she enjoys it, but she would have to learn to have a different profession for real.
Well, that's
Because
not fair.
it it
If
isn't,
that's
but it is.
no,
Because
if
look
that's
at the boxers we know. I mean,
right,
hell, I
right.
love football.
Mm-hmm,
I love football.
mm-hmm,
But I never wanted my son to play.
mm,
My son is 6'5", 250 pounds, built just like a linebacker or defensive end. But
mm-hmm,
he played baseball and basketball and soccer. I
mm-hmm,
did not want my son's brains to get scrambled around.
mm,
Okay. And I love the sport.
mm-hmm.
Um, but these young men suffer so much when they stop playing.
Yeah.
Even on the college level. My grandson played for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and he broke a knee before he even got to high school.
Wow.
Right. So he was getting these major injuries just by playing pee wee football.
Mm-hmm.
So I was glad to see that he transitioned into, when he went to high school, into basketball.
Mm-hmm.
But no, he's had a concussion, he had a broken kneecap, and it's like, no, no. But his dad played football, so of
Mm-hmm.
course he was trying to follow in his father's footsteps.
Right.
hmm So I get it. I get where he's coming from. You don't want to see that,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Look, but in the real life stories, Layla Ali got out. She's beautiful and smart, but she
Mm-hmm.
got out,
Right.
way before it could take its toll on her because she watched her dad.
Mhm.
So I get where Sean is coming from, for real, for real.
Yeah, we'll see what happens in This Love Is Real Christmas.
Yeah.
We'll
Okay.
because this is what 5-6 years later. So we'll see if they
Yeah, that's right.
we'll see if they lasted as a couple.
Is it that much later?
Mhm. Aiden and Haley are 6 years old.
Okay, did they meet? Did they
They
meet
met.
after Terry regained her memory?
They met.
No.
They met when Terry lost her memory.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. But they didn't start dating right away, though.
No.
Okay.
It was a year or two later.
Okay.
Terry returned. When they re saw each other, it was when Terry, a year after Terry returned, because Terry, I'm not trying to give
But
away.
she was already pregnant.
She's pregnant with Zoe.
Okay.
And they're just finding out that Aaron's pregnant with Lily.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I thought Lily and Haley, the twins, were close.
Lily's about 6 months older than Zoe.
Got it.
But she acts older because of Haley.
Okay. I got it. She's hanging out with her older cousin.
Yeah, she's hanging out with her older cousin. And then she sees her older cousin interact with her sister, and she wants that.
Yes. Okay. I see now. Hmm. Interesting. So do you want to clue us in on how This Love Is Real book 2 is going to change because of the story with Terry has evolved?
The book 2 is not going to change.
Not book 2, the
part 2.
Part 2, yes.
Do I want to allude to? It's going to change. That's all I'm going to say.
We know it's going to change somewhat.
Yes.
Because of the relationship of Terry and Sonia.
Right. So that's what's going to change. So the part 2 kind of tells about the Zion situation. Well, I'm going to remove that from part 2. I'm going to let Stranger in the Mirror tell the story of her memory loss. So part 2 is going to start when Terry regains her memory.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And you'll be able to put more depth into it.
Yes.
Yes, that's going to be great. So I take it that Stranger is going to end in the hospital when she wakes up.
When she wakes up, yes.
She's like, what the hell? Who is this kissing me?
Well, never mind.
Oh, she's going to remember him. So even though, because the book said, the doctor said, it's not uncommon for them to forget who they were when they regain their memory, but it's like she's gonna remember both.
We'll see.
But something changed with her because she didn't want to be bothered with Zion.
Right.
So something traumatic must have happened for her to wake up, see this dude.
She right now she doesn't want to be bothered with Zion.
Okay, we haven't got to that part yet.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, we have, because she thinks he's a user. Remember, she thinks he's lazy and he's a user. Terry does. That's why he's not going to be on tour with them.
Oh yes, that's right.
So they're not going to get close until New York Fashion Week, when she starts to see a different side of him.
Right.
So that's when the trouble brews.
Right.
And Sonia's going to be at New York Fashion Week. So that's going to be.
Right, because she took off to be there.
Yeah. Because of the anti seizure medicine. They want to see how it'll affect her.
Right.
So she wants to be around.
But something must have happened Well, I'll have to wait until to see how the new book starts, because when she regained her memory and he was sitting in that hospital room, she was not
Happy.
pro Zion.
No, and she won't be. Terry is not pro Zion, so we'll see what happened. So we'll see.
Okay, I mean they get close, but then something must have happened.
She made a mistake
Got it.
and she lost Sonia. So he's the she's going to feel like he's the reason why she lost the love of her life. So we'll see that play out.
Ooh, I'm gonna love this.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, so it'll be a whole new part 2.
Yes, basically a whole new part 2. A whole
Nice.
new book.
Nice. Now, will book 2 change?
Book 2 doesn't, no, book 2 wouldn't change.
Okay, because book
Part
2 is
2
when she found
finds
out she's pregnant.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
And then book 2, the fallout of that. So that one's fine.
Right.
But
Right.
I'm gonna take a look at it, but that one's pretty much fine.
Yes. Yes. Oh, I'm gonna love part 2 then, because I thought, what the hell? What happened? And so Terry adds a way more layers.
Yes.
Well, Stranger. I keep calling it Terry, but it's Stranger in the Mirror. Adds so many more layers that you are forced to go in and work on part 2.
Yes.
Okay. And wrap up all the loose edges and
Yeah.
see how they find their way back to each other.
Yes.
Got it.
So part 2, I'm going to have to address all of it until she finds out she's pregnant. So
okay,
I'll just say that.
Yeah.
So
well, see, by the time she finds out she's pregnant, they had already bought a house and they were, trying to get pregnant. And she finds out in the doctor's office.
Yes.
Okay. So whatever
that all still happens. So
okay.
we gotta see the path forward.
Right.
After she opens her eyes. So part 2 will take off when she finally opens her eyes and after she leaves LA because of her parents. So it'll take off when she returns to New York.
Returns to New York after the injury, or I'm trying to think.
She wakes up, remember, yes. and she gets mad at her parents because they're mourning Terry.
Right.
And she goes to see her mom, Joyce.
Yes.
So that's where part 2 will pick up when she returns to New York and New Jersey.
She goes to New Jersey to be with Freddie and Joyce.
Yeah, she goes. So it'll pick up when she returns home to New Jersey.
Mm-hmm. I gotcha.
Yeah, and I kind of got to change the way she meets Fallon because Fallon and Terry and Aaron are going to be friends, like in New York Fashion Week. So Fallon's you're gonna see Fallon in This Love Is Real Christmas because Fallon's gonna take on a more prominent role.
Okay.
The stories. So
and who was her significant other?
Viola. Have you ever read that book?
No.
Well, you need to read it.
No, which one is that?
That's what Angie said because I'll be talking about Fallon. She know who I'm talking.
Wait a minute. Is that the one Blinded by Her Love?
Yes.
I read that.
Okay, long time ago.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna have to go and read that again.
Yeah, that's what Angie said. So she had to go read it because I be talking about Fallon. She know who I was talking about.
Okay. Well, the Fallon, that name rang a bell.
Right.
But I thought it was someone who had showed up in the Jessica story.
No, Fallon showed up in New York. So because Terry was her idol.
Got it.
I'm
going back and read that.
And she always wanted to work at T&E. That was her dream job.
Yes. I'm going back to read it because Blinded by Your Love came out. It was like, way before. Because that was
out before part 2 of This Love Is Real. Yeah.
Right, because you were advertising it in the first one.
Yeah. As a free book.
Yeah, I remember I read that. I'm gonna have to go
back. Blinded by Her Love is a free book if you sign up for my newsletter.
Yes. Yes. I'm gonna have to go back and read that. Yay!
So we'll
All
see.
right,
We'll see Fallon and Viola in This Love Is Real Christmas.
got it. Okay,
Because
I'm definitely
Fallon and Viola moved to San Diego because San Diego is TNE's headquarters. So since
got
she's
it.
going to take on a more prominent role, she had to move to San Diego. Not like she didn't want to, because Aaron and Terry are in
Got it.
San Diego. So
All right, I can't wait.
yeah.
Yep. I would love to see the other doctors too
What
in
else?
the Christmas story.
Oh yeah, all of the couples. So we'll get to see Brenda and Tanya. We'll get to see
Nice.
Dana and Isabella. We'll get to see
Love it.
what's going on with Michelle.
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know. You'll see more of Michelle in Stranger in the Mirror because she's going to step in for Sonia for the clinical trials.
Yes. Yeah.
What's going on with Miss Michelle?
Yeah. Now,
Is
who was her significant other?
see. Is she straight? Is she gay? Is she bi? We'll see.
Babe, I always say you straight until you're not.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
You are until you're not.
Oh boy. We'll see.
Yeah. So we'll see.
We'll get to see Laura and we'll get to see Grace because they're all friends.
Right.
All of those ladies are friends. So we'll
Laura, Mike, and Grace, and
Laura, Mike.
And the other one, somebody else's husband. I can't remember who is it.
Yeah, Grace's husband, Tim.
Tim, that's right.
Yeah, we'll get to see them. Not necessarily their own episode, but because they're all friends, we're going to get a couple of episodes with all the friends hanging out and celebrating Christmas.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, we have a wedding to go to. So Ayana and Kai, that's going to be the big event, them getting married. And
I would love to see Ayana's parents come in from England. Kai didn't have family other than Terry.
No, Kai doesn't know who her family. Well, Kai's family is Terry. So
right.
we'll get to see Kai. I mean, Ayana has a younger sister who was Kai's fan and Terry's fan. So we'll get to see how she handles being around Terry and Kai. So
got it.
We'll get to see all of that in This Love Is Real Christmas.
Fantastic. Well, hey, that's enough for me. I'm good to go now. Everything is coming together. I'm enjoying all the stories, folks. You got to go out and get all the stories. See, I just learned that another person that I see in one story has already showed up in another story that I totally forgot about. So now we got to go back and read her story. So yes, get the series, get all the stories. It's worth it, particularly if you're a lover of love, and I'm a lover of love.
Yeah,
so,
all of these stories, that they all love each other. The friends all support each other and
right.
They believe in I'll say moving
community.
Yeah, they believe in community. They believe in goals. And they believe in, upward mobility. They believe in
challenging each other.
And they believe in checking each other, right?
Yep.
So they all love each other. So
I love that. And that is what's enticing because, as a kid growing up, even though I grew up in desperate conditions, my neighborhood consisted of those that were like us, but nobody went hungry because the community made sure that everybody ate. It made sure that everybody could pay their rent because they were rent parties. You were down on your luck, you get rent parties, baby. They pay your rent.
That's amazing. So that's what This Love Is Real. It's a community of friends. So that's what I'm going to show on This Love Is Real Christmas. Just see how they all came together and how Fallon has moved on up in the ranks because of her relationships with Terry and Aaron. And now Laura, because it's Fallon and Laura spoiling Zoe.
Exactly. Right. They have a little niece to spoil, but that's good because now the kids will grow up in a very loving, supportive community.
Yeah.
And that's how we create not just community, but that's how we create family.
Better humans.
Absolutely. When kids feel connected,
And
they
love.
thrive.
Yeah. When kids feel supported, connected, and feel like
Mhm.
they can do anything they want to, and it's okay. Like
Right,
Sonia and Terry don't care what their kids want to do. They're just
right,
going to support them,
right, right,
in what they
right,
want to do.
right.
Little Zoe is going to be the one to take over T&E.
Love it.
It's going to be little Zoe, because you can already see, she likes order.
And right, she likes order.
Little touch of
She
OC.
runs
Yeah,
her siblings.
she does.
She's the head kid in charge, honey.
Yes, she is, little Miss
Okay.
Thing. So, but
HKIC.
and I blame Terry, Sonia, Kai, and Fallon. They created a little monster.
But let me tell you something.
Mhm.
Order is in your DNA,
Right.
because I was always that kid.
Mhm.
I've never had a messy room. I've
Mhm.
never had a messy space
Mm.
from the time I was young enough to even know what cleanup was. My grandmother never had to tell me to clean up. It
Mhm.
was always cleaned up and orderly. Hell, the little kids would pay me candy to organize their little notebooks.
Yeah. So
It
that.
was just something in me. So I get it.
Yeah. But her little entitled butt be chucking stuff, so they need to check that.
Okay.
She
All
be,
right. We'll
she's
see.
finished with something and she be tossing it.
She's like, okay,
I'm
done.
done. Yep. So her little
Mhm.
entitlement, they're gonna have to check that. So we'll see how they
Got it.
address little Miss Zoe.
Well, fantastic. Fantastic. So we'll get together again next month and do this all over again.
Yes, ma'am.
New stories,
New
more
story,
love.
more love and
Mhm.
drama.
Oh Lord, help me God. Let
Yeah,
me do
but
my prayers now.
by next month we'll see the new Dark Cloud book. We'll probably
Okay.
see the new Dark Cloud book by Christmas, because I'm going to
Okay.
start releasing enemies a little faster than I am, so
Got it.
we can get to the end of that book, because I can't start the medical mysteries
Right.
until I finish Dark Cloud. So
And
I'm going
that's
to
what
try.
I want to get to. I don't
Well,
like.
you get a little taste of it in, this love is real Christmas.
Okay.
So that should bide you over.
Okay, because I can't stand them trying to hurt them like this.
Oh
But
my
so
God.
when we can get to the medical mysteries, that's going to be great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
See them all work together.
we get to Ed and Maya, and then
Mhm.
Ed, Pete, and Craig get to them solving murder mysteries. So it's
Got it.
two
Okay.
different stories.
Yes. Yes. Okay. That'll work for me.
All right.
Okay. And let my favorite couple do some
Oh,
other things
what
besides raise
favorite
their
couple?
family.
Who's your favorite couple?
You already know.
Oh my God.
You already know. Terry and Sonia, baby, all day. That's my favorite couple.
Your favorite couple?
My favorite couple. Now it's not real, folks. We look, we know these people are not real. Okay, so there's nothing going on up here.
Uh-huh.
But when you love characters, they
Mhm.
become real.
Mm.
And so these characters, even though they're on paper,
Mhm.
they have taken on a life of their own, much like these video games that these kids play, you
Yeah.
know. And it's so much fun talking about them
Mhm.
and projecting our own loves and dislikes onto them, and giving them texture and shape.
Yeah.
And that's what this is really about, people. Mhm,
Wonderful. Well,
mhm.
I thank you.
All right, yo, thank you.
All right, and have a nice rest of your day.
Thank you. In case we don't get to talk, enjoy the holidays, and I look forward to the new year.
Absolutely. New year, new exciting stories.
All right, that's right.
All right.
Have a good evening.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.